Do you remember what made growing up in the 1970s so much fun? Was it just hanging out with your friends the entire afternoon? Maybe it was skating around pretending to be a roller derby champion. From trying to record songs off the radio to seeing lightsabers for the first time, you won't want to miss these things that had everyone talking, and it all started right in the living room. Television. In the 70s, there was no such thing as reality TV, unscripted programs, and social media. TV was written by writers creating real creative works of comedy, drama, and everything in between. It didn't just entertain us, it sometimes challenged societal norms. Shows like MASH did it with its irreverent humor in the setting of war, while All in the Family wasn't shy about poking fun at politics and race. But it wasn't all about trash talking on the status quo. There was plenty of room for fun. Who could forget cruising the streets with Starsky and Hutch, or hopping aboard the Love Boat for romantic escapades? These series gave us a much-needed break from the everyday grind, if only for an hour or two. That was the magic of 70s television. Bionic. If you grew up in the 70s, we don't need much to explain what it means to be bionic. The $6 million man and the bionic woman, every backyard and schoolyard became a secret government testing facility. We pretended to be Steve Austin or Jamie Summers and run in slow motion and made sound effects, as if time slowed just for us. We sprinted as if we had new legs, one eye squinted shut, and became our infrared scanner. We can block any punch and punch with superhuman strength. Playground jumps turned into rooftop leaps, and a clean landing meant we couldn't be stopped. We didn't need batteries or wires, just the belief that inside us were circuits and strength. For a few glorious years, we were half kid, half machine, and our imagination was awesome. And when we scraped our knees or tore our jeans, we didn't cry. Our friends rebuilt us, and we kept going. Simon the Electronic Game. Do you remember memory games on your phone? Well, there was an electronic toy game that offered more excitement called Simon. That electronic game with a big red button you smashed over and over, trying to follow the pattern, it wasn't just about the game. It was about outsmarting this clever disc of lights and sounds and the sweet victory of getting a new high score. You had to be sharp and fast to remember the sequence of colors and sounds. As the game progressed, the sequence became longer and faster, pushing you to your limits while driving your folks nuts with every beep and boop if they didn't play it themselves. Every level you passed was pure joy.
I want you, Simon.
Neighborhood camaraderie. The 70s was a time when you told your mother you were going to play with the kids next door, and she didn't have to worry about anything because she knew you were in good hands. She knew that family and the family beside them, and the other family beside them. The community was tight-knit, and everyone knew each other. You and your friends biked to different streets you hadn't been to before. You found secluded spots to hang out, tell stories, and play games like hide and seek. Sounds of laughter echoed down the block. Although you were having a whole lot of fun, little did you know you were still being watched by a neighborhood mom. They'd occasionally peek out, ensuring you and your friends weren't up to no good or you'd get called out. Sometimes they invited you for a snack and you returned back to playing again.
Oh, twice on the pipe, if the answer is no.
Grease and Saturday Night Fever soundtrack record albums. Back in the 70s, you couldn't step outside without hearing the songs from the Grease and Saturday Night Fever soundtrack record album. People wore out those albums like it was going out of style year or so. Even though the Grease soundtrack embodied the youthful spirit of the 50s, it resonated with 70s audiences. Who could forget the electrifying energy of You're the One That I Want or the infectious joy of Summer Nights? Saturday Night Fever was the disco soundtrack everyone listened to back in the day. The pulsating beats and falsetto harmonies of songs like Stayin' Alive and Night Fever had everyone donning polyester suits, platform shoes, and wearing gold chains. We head out to the disco club, ready to dance the night away under a glittering disco ball. Today, the songs from those soundtracks are timeless and continue to get played at every reunion and wedding parties, bringing back old memories and making new ones.
Summer sun, something's begun, but there's something on the line.
Skates with metal wheels. If you had bruises, cuts, and scrapes as a kid, we bet you had skates with metal wheels. Long before smooth gliding, rubber-wheeled rollerblades, there were the metal-wheeled contraptions that were a testament to the daredevil spirit of the 70s all across driveways and playgrounds across America. They tested the limits of mobility, balance, and bravery. Everyone was putting on these brown leather lace-ups like they were the hottest thing on wheels. You went as fast as you can. Click-clack were the sounds of metal on pavement. You thought you were the roller derby guy and girls on TV practically killing each other. But what you actually looked like was slow, clumsy, and uncoordinated. You had fun trying to make your brother, sister, or friends fall. You fell on your hands and butt a few times, and that was okay. It wasn't just about the thrill of speed or the challenge of a new trick. Skating brought friends together, shared a few laughs, and created a sense of camaraderie.
For the points. Shoulders with a threat, Gail Barrett. She's got a ways to go. His coach shoe goes underneath. Claudia Hotby. Into the pack she goes. And
Fantasy Island. Do you ever wish you could just be whisked away on a plane off to a remote tropical resort? Sounds nice, right? That was Fantasy Island. When Tattoo ran up the bell tower, rang the bell, and shouted, you knew it was the start of yet another spellbinding adventure. The aircraft carried guests to a beautiful and lush tropical place. The impeccably dressed and suave Mr. Rourke, played by Ricardo Montalban, and his sidekick Tattoo, played by Hervé Vilches, eagerly waited for them to arrive. When Mr. Rourke greeted them, "Welcome to Fantasy Island," it was enough to transform a humdum Saturday night into an extraordinary adventure. But as the stories unfolded, it became clear that every wish granted carried unforeseen consequences. Be careful what you wish for. Not everything ends in a happy ending paradise. Tape songs off the radio. Remember wanting to own your own bunch of favorite tunes, but you were just a kid with no money and no job? You did the next best thing and taped songs off the radio. This was pre-internet pirating, and no one was going to stop you. You got your tape recorder with a fresh blank cassette tape ready, your fingers anxiously hovering between record and play. You can't wait for the DJ to stop jabbering, and he announces your favorite song is about to come on. You're waiting in anticipation. The adrenaline rush of hitting record at just the right moment was the closest many of us got to living on the edge. The skill required precision and patience. It was going to be preserved for all of eternity, mind you. Too early, and you end up capturing the weatherman and the DJ chit-chatting. Too late, and you missed the opening beats of your song. When you finally nailed it, you felt real proud of yourself and got to listen to your songs on demand.
Cincinnati WKRP.
The Magic 8 Ball. Don't you wish you had solid answers to all your burning questions? If only there was some way.
Magic 8 Ball. This thing can tell the future.
Don't worry, you had the Magic 8 Ball. All you had to do was give it a good shake after asking it a question such as, does so-and-so like me? Or will I ace my math test? And you had your answer in a flash. It was like having your own private fortune teller who didn't charge a dime for its use. An intriguing blend of mystery and wishful thinking. At least for a moment, we felt assured, optimistic, and less anxious. We loved our Magic 8 Balls because they gave us a sense of control in a wildly unpredictable world, and not knowing wasn't an option. The Magic 8 Ball gave us answers like, without a doubt, to better not let you know, had us shaking with excitement. Our imaginations ran wild only to ask more questions. Ask again later was disappointing, but it meant there's a chance. No homework or after-school clubs. Back in the 70s, when the sound of the school bell meant learning was over and you were ready to go home. Our afternoons were free to do what we wanted, especially if you were a latchkey kid, meaning your parents worked all day and you had to let yourself into the house. Seldom did we have homework. Our imaginations roamed free and allowed the magic to unfold spontaneously. Most of the time, we watched our favorite cartoons. We had Looney Tunes, Scooby-Doo, Fat Albert, and Josie and the Pussycats, just to name a few. When we got hungry, we ate ding-dongs and Twinkies, made a sandwich with Wonder Bread, and drank Kool-Aid or Hawaiian Punch. Then we go outside to play in the park, ride a bike, jump rope, or chased each other around. Today, kids' afternoons are scheduled and off to the next planned activity. Early evenings are a whirlwind of homework, tutoring sessions, and other activities. All this structured busyness leaves little time for the free-roaming adventures that used to be a staple of 70s childhood.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
Star Wars. If you were one of a few millions that got to see Star Wars in the theaters in the summer of 1977, congrats. You were a part of cinema history. Today's Star Wars fans would be so jealous you got to be a part of this once-in-a-lifetime experience. Now, if you wanted to see the original Star Wars, you'd have to watch it at home on Disney+. It's nice being at home, but it's not the same experience. It was a cultural phenomenon with people waiting in lines around the block in anticipation to see this movie. It raked in $1.5 million during its opening weekend. Mind you, the average price of a movie back then was $2.25. Imagine being there, popcorn in hand, no idea you're about to witness being at ground zero of a pop culture Big Bang. As the opening credits crawl and Star Destroyer fills the big screen with John Williams music, it was a cinematic and acoustic masterpiece. When the movie was over, the fun didn't have to end there. Star Wars toys kept the adventure going by playing out your own space fantasy opera.
Someone's coming, Chewie.
Who's there? It's Princess Leia and Luke Skywalker.
There you have it. If you enjoyed this video, watch another one. YouTube thinks you'll enjoy this video next.